We really need to talk about Cardi B because what's happening with her in court right now is just wild. People online are losing it over this, and the memes alone are endless. Clips from the trial are spreading everywhere, and every day it feels like there's something new that's impossible to ignore. The situation goes all the way back to 2018, but it's only now that it's getting this kind of attention, and honestly, it's kind of unbelievable. Watching the trial play out, it almost feels like a sketch straight out of Saturday Night Live. Every time Cardi B takes the stand, people clip it immediately because it's hard to believe what's unfolding in the courtroom. For those who aren't following the story, here's the deal. Cardi B is involved in a civil lawsuit filed by a former security guard named Amani Ellis. Ellis claims that in February 2018, Cardi B assaulted her while she was 4 months pregnant. According to the lawsuit, Amani says Cardi verbally insulted her, spat on her, scratched her, and physically attacked her. She's asking for $24 million in damages, citing multiple reasons including assault, battery, emotional distress, negligence, and even false imprisonment. Cardi, however, strongly denies ever making physical contact with Ellis. She admits there was a verbal confrontation but insists it never turned violent. Cardi also claims that Amani invaded her privacy by trying to film her without consent while she was attending a medical appointment during her pregnancy. Cardi's side of the story, as reported, describes a tense encounter in the building where the doctor's office was located. According to Cardi, when she stepped out of an elevator, Amani, working as a security guard, mentioned her presence to someone on the phone and then followed her down a hallway. At some point, Amani reportedly tried to record her on her phone and refused to step back, which led to a verbal argument. Cardi admitted that she shouted at Amani, telling her to get out of my face, and said, "We're literally screaming at each other." Her lawyers have argued that Cardi was worried for the safety of her unborn child and also pointed out that Amani may have changed parts of her story. On the other hand, Amani Ellis has a very different version of events. She testified that when she said Cardi B's name out loud, it was simply out of excitement and not to alert anyone or start filming her. Ellis claims that Cardi accused her of trying to spread news about her being at the doctor's office, insulted her, and then attacked her physically. To back up her claims, a plastic surgeon testified that he treated Ellis for a hypersensitivity scar on her cheek, which was likely caused by fingernails, after first examining her in 2022. It's easy to understand why Cardi might not want anyone taking photos or videos of her at a medical appointment, especially since she was pregnant and trying to keep that private. Being confronted in a hallway while trying to maintain that privacy would understandably be stressful, and she may have reacted in frustration or fear. That context is part of what's making the trial so compelling for viewers online. The trial officially began at the end of last month, and it's been quite a scene. Witnesses, including a receptionist and a doctor at the clinic, testified that they didn't see Cardi act aggressively. According to the LA Times, receptionist Tiarara Malcolm told the jury that she saw Amani corner Cardi, and when the receptionist stepped in between them, Amani allegedly reached for the wrap. In the process, the receptionist got a cut on her forehead. Dr. David Frink, who also witnessed part of the altercation, testified that Ellis caused that injury and hit the receptionist's shoulder. He added that Ellis had no injuries on her face and that neither he nor the receptionist saw Cardi hit her. Cardi herself testified that when a member of the doctor's staff asked Ellis what happened that day, Ellis reportedly said, "That be just hit me," which confused Cardi because she insisted she hadn't physically struck her. During cross-examination by Ellis's attorney, Cardi admitted that she and Ellis were chest to chest at one point as they exchanged expletives, but again denied any actual physical attack. The lawsuit itself was filed in 2020, citing assault, battery, intentional infliction of emotional distress, negligence, and false imprisonment. Cardi B's legal team has framed the case as an attempt to make money and damage her reputation. From the moment the courtroom proceedings were broadcast on Court TV, the trial has attracted massive attention, with people sharing clips across social media. Every expression Cardi makes, every reaction, has been turned into a meme or short clip. Some moments are just so dramatic or unexpected that people can't stop posting them. One particularly memorable moment came when Cardi was being questioned about her changing hair color. In response, she clarified that she had been wearing wigs, which sparked another round of online commentary and memes. Fans and viewers online have been fascinated not just by the facts of the case, but by the way Cardi interacts in court. Her gestures, expressions, and responses have all become talking points. It's clear that the public is watching closely, and every day there seems to be a new clip going viral. Even though this is a serious civil lawsuit with real financial and reputational consequences, the way it's unfolding has taken on a life of its own online. People are analyzing every moment, debating who is telling the truth and creating content around it, which only adds to the intensity of attention Cardi is receiving. At the core, the trial involves claims of physical assault and verbal confrontation. with each side giving conflicting accounts of what actually happened that day in 2018. Cardi insists she was only defending her privacy and never resorted to violence, while Ellis claims she was attacked. Witnesses provide additional perspectives, sometimes supporting Cardi and other times complicating the story. The combination of these testimonies, the drama of the courtroom, and Cardi's own candid and animated way of presenting her side makes it a spectacle that people can't look away from. As the trial continues, it's not just the legal arguments that are under scrutiny. The attention is on every detail, from the injuries reported to the testimonies of doctors and staff, to Cardi's own explanations. Social media amplifies each moment, turning courtroom interactions into viral content almost instantly. Even the smallest detail, like a comment about hair or a reaction to a question, can generate thousands of posts online. For viewers, this adds a layer of entertainment while keeping the focus on the serious issues at hand. During her testimony, the questions got a little unusual and caught a lot of people off guard online. At one point, she was asked about her hair. "Yesterday, your hair was black and short. Today, it's blonde and long. Which is your real hair, or are they both real?" the lawyer asked. Cardi B answered simply, "They were wigs." That response, along with some of the other questions, left people online laughing and scratching their heads, wondering why certain things were even relevant. They also asked her about gang affiliations at the time, which made everyone question what that had to do with the case. Then came a whole discussion about her nails. Cardi was asked to show her fingernails and estimate their length. She said they were less than an inch and described them as rounded rather than pointy. She explained that some nails were glued on, which made them quicker to apply, while acrylic nails could last up to 2 weeks and take around 2 hours to remove. The courtroom spectacle didn't stop there. People online started paying attention not just to what Cardi was saying, but also to her appearance. Every day, it seemed like she was treating the trial like a red carpet event. Viewers were curious about what wig she would wear next, and clips of her outfits and hairstyles spread quickly on social media. Another moment that went viral involved Cardi being asked about Amani's size compared to hers. When questioned if Ellis was bigger, she said yes. She described Ellis as taller and physically larger, though she clarified she wasn't basing this on medical records. When asked if she called her fat, Cardi denied it, insisting that she hadn't used that term. The exchange, combined with her confident, unfiltered answers, was widely shared online. When the discussion turned to the actual incident, Cardi was adamant that she did not assault Ellis. She explained in her own words what she said during the confrontation, telling Ellis to get out of her face and asking why she was recording her, especially since Ellis was supposed to be providing security. At one point, she was asked to repeat her words directly to Ellis in court, but the objection was sustained, so that moment didn't happen in front of the former security guard. The questioning also covered whether Cardi could have caused harm to Ellis. She said she did not because she was pregnant and had her baby to think about. In fact, when asked if she considered herself disabled at that moment, Cardi said that being pregnant made her feel very disabled, which caused a ripple of laughter across the courtroom. She clarified she was 3 to 4 months along at the time, emphasizing how concerned she was for her safety and her unborn child. Cardi went on to describe her side of the argument with Ellis. She said Ellis repeatedly told her, "It's my phone, you're in my building," while Cardi felt threatened. She also noted that Ellis looked like she could protect the building, describing her as security-heavy, meaning she seemed physically capable and strong, which added to Cardi's concern during the confrontation. Throughout the trial, these exchanges became daily content for people online, with clips going viral and conversations about her expressions, gestures, and responses spreading like wildfire. Cardi's candid personality, combined with the unusual nature of some questions, kept viewers glued to every moment. Finally, the trial reached a conclusion. Yesterday afternoon, it was announced that Cardi B was found not liable in the $24 million lawsuit. Afterward, she spoke to the press outside the courthouse, saying the case had been difficult to manage, especially while rolling out her new album. She mentioned missing her child's first day of school due to the trial, highlighting the personal toll it took on her. Even though the courtroom drama and the memes may have been inconvenient, they also brought an enormous amount of attention to Cardi. Fans and casual viewers alike were engaged daily, which might even work in her favor now that her album release is approaching. Despite the chaos, she managed to keep her composure, handle the questions, and emerge from the trial without liability. So, that's where things stand with Cardi B. The courtroom moments, the viral clips, the wigs, the nails, the gestures, and everything that people online have been talking about, they've all contributed to this high-profile legal spectacle. Now that it's over, it's up to the public to reflect on what happened and form their own opinions about the trial and Cardi's testimony.